Hello everyone! Today I'll be making a beautiful Sakura piece inspired by Japanese art. By combining classic and easy acrylic pouring techniques with simple 3D elements, we are going to make this into something special. Let me show you how to do it. So for quite some time I've been really wanting to paint another Japanese style piece. It's going to be on narrow long canvas again, so we've got 50 by 20. And the background, as you can imagine, I want some muted colors like an old parchment, something like that. Grays and beiges perhaps. I've been mixing some paints. First of all, I mixed burnt umber, raw sienna, titanium white and black, and I created this nondescript color and a lighter version with white. So we've got those two. I've got gold and I've got silver and Mars black, and of course titanium white. So that's basically it. To spice it up a bit, I found something that I hardly ever use. This is iridescent medium, just to make it more interesting. So what if we add some iridescent medium to a couple of paints? So let's say to this one. So that should give the color some, once it's dry, some sheens. I'm thinking maybe this one. So there's no color in it, but if you can see it, it's kind of shimmering. It's going to be a gentle effect. I'm not putting any glitter or mica powders. Now the consistency of the paint, so let's show you this one. Runs off the stick very nicely, uninterrupted stream. This is important. And a little build-up. I put 1 part of paint to 1 part of Floetrol, roughly, I don't measure, and 1 part of water with PVA glue. And I think at the end I just sprayed a bit of water to make it a bit more runny. And I'm checking if all are the same. If they are not, I'll just spray some water. I think they are, so we can proceed. So I'm going to do a flip cup because I know lots of you really enjoy that and it looks fun, and it is fun actually for me as well. So I put them kind of from lightest to darkest. I'm imagining that the painting will be darker at the bottom. I'm going to use this one for the bottom, and the color I want to be on top is probably this darkest value. Now maybe a little bit of that. Don't even know how to call those colors now. They are very similar, yet there are some differences. A little bit of gold for good measure. Anything else? My only question is whether to mix them a bit or not. Maybe just like one move. I'm putting my canvas higher because there will be some drippings, of course. And we are ready. So let's start with the biggest one. I think I've got a lot of paint actually. All right, let's just do this. This one is the easiest because I can do that. One here. Okay, time to release the colors. I am going to start probably with this one. Just dragging here. Oh, we do get this pink. Look at me maneuvering with holding those 3 cups. This is circus performance. I love that pink underneath. That's a beautiful color. So now I'm thinking I'm moving this higher. Beautiful colors. Okay, now this baby. I usually get the most excited about the colors, don't I? Now I'm moving everything down and up and towards this side till I'm happy. Okay, so I'm going to tidy up and check if all the edges are covered, and we'll see how it dries. Once it's dry, this gold is pretty amazing. There are many places that you can see it peeping through. So what I'm going to do now, I could use a pencil, I could use some chalk maybe just to sketch the branches where I want them. But I've decided that it's going to be quicker if I just use thin brush and a little bit of paint. And if something goes wrong because it's all dry, I will wipe it off and I'll just redo this section. And I do want the branches 3D. This is just for me. I don't want to risk making it 3D straight away. I'm just going to roughly indicate where I want my branch to go. It's a Sakura branch, so it's going to be sort of gnarly, uneven, and that's all fine. So I'm not too keen on this one, so what I'm going to do, I'm just wiping it off. And that's super, super, super quick. That's what I'm going to do now, kind of figure out how I want my branch to go. Basically, I'm sketching with a brush, if that's the right word. The sun is going to be here, so that's why I didn't cover it with branches. I think I'm fine with the branches, to be honest. Yeah, I will just leave it to dry and go over them with 3D paste. Meanwhile, I think I'm going to cut the sun out, just checking what size I want. I want it quite small, but I still go with the largest I have here. I'll keep the negative space, so I am cutting actually the mid part out. Nice and careful. It's the last thing we want is the sun that's not round. Okay, so because this is the glow from the sun, so the sun is going to be somewhere here. I think this is the good place. Upside down. Now let's make some paste. So I am going to use heavy gesso, and I'm going to mix what color? Something with black and brown. Okay. How much do we need? We don't need that much. Oops. Burnt sienna. It actually looks like this. I never plan it, but I very often match the paintings somehow. And I'm making my tool. This is a little bit of cellophane, a bunch of flowers. I'm a terrible hoarder. I always think something will be useful. Now I know lots of you will be thinking, why am I not using glue gun? That's a very good question, actually. Why am I not using glue gun? If I were to use a glue gun, I would have used it before I poured. That's the way I do it. I like it this way because then all my glue gun is encased with paint and there's no chance of falling off or something going wrong. But because I was doing a pour first, I've decided to do it this way. Also, I find it quite exciting, this new tool. I have a season for that. Time to load my tool, and as you can see, I've decided not to mix everything well. All I need to do is to tape this part so nothing comes out, and we are ready to squeeze. I think I want it pretty small. Let's test it. Okay, definitely. All right, so I'm going to do the smaller sections now because they are, well, but they are the thinnest. And if it's uneven or gnarly, perfect. I don't mind even that thing at the end, you know. I am shaking my hand a bit on purpose, you know, to get this kind of rough look. I don't want it perfect, smooth. Can you see? I think it will look good. I can change and adapt. I can add bits, you know, I'm still thinking where exactly I want the bird. So I'm leaving a gap for the bird. This works so well. I was just thinking of glue gun now. So this is beautiful. It kind of flows really nicely. And as I said, we can always add a bit more at some point. I wonder who's going to send me the picture of your response to this one first. I'm looking forward to all your work you send me via Instagram. I often post it on a Friday as a fun Friday, and there's so many wonderful pieces that you people make. And thank you very much for crediting me as a source of inspiration. I think it's a wonderful thing to mention where you got the idea from. Let me just use this time to say huge, huge, huge thank you for all your wonderful comments. I'm unfortunately not able to answer all of them. I read them all as I do have another job. This is physically impossible for me. Nevertheless, I really, really appreciate your beautiful comments, and your comments really motivate me to create more. And there's one more group I wanted to thank from the bottom of my heart. These are my patrons, my wonderful, wonderful patrons. I might add a couple more thicker ones. I quite like it. Add a little bit more here because I think this branch should be thicker. Can you see the different colors? And I still got plenty here. It's so efficient, you know. Time to add the blossom. And what colors do we have? Processed magenta, Bordeaux red. I'm going to tint them with white. So let's just see what we get when we add a bit of white here. I am using a brush at the moment because I want some flowers in the background. That's what I want, some kind of muted flowers in the background. I'm really glad I've got this color from the background that I've collected, so that's why I am just going to add a bit here and here. But I do want those colors slightly blended. Something like that, just not trying to create anything perfect here, absolutely not. I'm thinking maybe they should be even more washed out, so more water. More brown. That's what I wanted. I wanted something really, really nondescript in the background, just like that. Now I will come back with a deeper color and add some more, couple more here and there. So I'm going to add some more here, and of course to the lower branch as well. If you don't like that stage, you can just proceed straight away with a palette knife, or just leave them painted. So it's absolutely, you know, your artistic license here. I think it's time to add our 3D flowers. So we've got super heavy gesso. This is not modeling paste. I could use modeling paste, but I have this. Let me create some nice pink color. Okay, so let's see how this will work now. I'm just taking some paint on the very tip of my brush and doing that. And if I go on top of the other flowers, that's absolutely fine. Just like that. I will be turning a lot, apologies, but I like to reach every section with no problems. Just using the darkest one at the moment. Some of them I will put on the branch, so I think that will be nice. Like, we definitely need something here. Some of them will be sideways. That's fine. I think the ones in the distance will be darker, and the ones closer will be really light. That was my plan. Okay, so we kind of know what I'm doing. I will just add more to all the rest of the branches. Getting much lighter now, because that's how I wanted them, at the bottom much lighter. The last thing I want to do now before I finish tonight, I just want a little bit of gold here. And I'm using my finger. I am just using my finger. First layer of gold on the sun. I think I'll probably do like 3 layers once this is dry. As you can see, we are getting lighter and lighter here. I'm even going to use just white gesso on its own. I think the blossoms are, let's just say, finished. But at the moment I am planning the bird. Maybe I'll make it out of air drying clay, just a quick bird, and then we'll paint it. How about that? It'll be fun. I'm looking at some Japanese old paintings online, and I found this bird and I really like it. I think it's very cute. I want a smaller one. I'm just drawing it on my baking paper. Well, could be tracing paper. And I want to transfer it, just the outline, so that I roughly know how big I want it. I want it this size. Because it's such a small piece, I'm actually flattening it on the table. But the last time, I don't even remember, when did I use polymer clay last? I have to check with my videos. That was some time ago. Now I am hoping the pencil will transfer and we can cut the bird out. Yes. So I've got the shape and the cutter. It's a very small bird, so I have to be careful not to destroy the beak. If you know which type of the bird it is, please let me know in the comments. I am going to check if my bird fits the canvas. I wanted it somewhere between those flowers, something like that. Okay, it's going, this leg will be over that flower, that's fine. Let's fix the beak and do the wings, and we can fire the bird, and then I'll paint it. Instead of attaching a wing on top, I've decided to actually just make some grooves, you know, on that clay. See, I just basically kind of scratched the clay. I will be somewhere here. And I will put a little tiny dot in the middle. Yeah. Oh, that's perfect. How cute is that? All right, birdie's going to the oven for 20 minutes in 110 degrees. Meanwhile, I will add some more gold to the sun. I quite like the lighter section. So hopefully there will be some difference. Shall we peel it off? This will be useful. Look how pretty. Oh yes. Now I think we need some kind of a darker paint in the middle, just a little bit in some of them, and some yellow as well. I've got this process magenta and Bordeaux red. I don't think I'm going to touch every flower, just create some nice contrast. Some of them are sideways, so we're not touching these. So now a little bit of yellow, just some finishing touches. This is not necessary, but this is the part I really enjoy, kind of, you know. While I'm doing it, I think the bird is probably ready by now. So time to finish. Now I'm looking at the color reference. So what we need is plenty of light cream or beige. I found something called buff titanium with a tiny bit maybe of burnt sienna. Let's try a little bit of this Naples yellow with a bit of white. Most of the birdie will be covered with this color. Can't wait to do the details on the eye, so cute. So I might leave it to dry. I'm adding a bit more of this yellow to my birdie because I want it somehow tied up to the sun and the shimmer of the sun, so I thought it would look nice. Dot of gorgeous orange here. The wings have got some very light blue. Well, because it's so small, I am not going to go into all those details that are on the other bird. Like this blue, let's see if it's going to look nice on our background. I think it will look very nice. It's safer painting the sections brown first and then adding black at the very end. I think we've got this. That's looking good. Maybe we don't even need black. Okay, black for the wings, and that's it. I am intending to put black just in those grooves, if it's possible. Oh, forgot about the leg. This baby is finished, but I just wanted to show you all three of my Japanese style paintings that I made recently, and I wonder which one is your favorite. It would be awesome if you could tell me in the comments. There you go. Very different, yet inspired by Japanese art, and they are all on my website. There we go. I hope you all enjoyed, and if you did, please consider leaving a like or a comment. It really helps out the channel. If you would like to further support my work, check out my Patreon for extended tutorials and more, or find this piece for sale on my website. I hope you all have a wonderful week and see you all next Saturday. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.